pregame.com.
Biggest playoff spread this century. This is Brad Powers in the pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking AFC divisional round. We have Houston at New England. Fez, huge spread in this one. Who do you like and why?
New England Patriots minus the 15. And it's all about series dominance. Recent series, these two teams have played this year and they played last year. 27-0, 27-6. I'm still waiting for Houston to score a touchdown. It's only 2 games, but New England has completely dominated all of the plays, hundreds of plays in those 2 games.
All right, 2 games is a very small sample size. Is there clear trends in that game, clear matchup edges in favor of New England that make you want to lay this huge spread?
I just think complete domination. Let's take a look at the game this year. Jacoby Brissett, third-string quarterback, and they beat Houston 27-0, not with their second stringer, with their third stringer. I just think that their defense completely shut down Houston, and I don't see any way that Houston's going to change things in this matchup.
Yeah, and you take it back to 2012. They also had some success then when both teams were 12-4. They outscored at Gillette Stadium Houston by 20.5 points.
Yeah, so let's look at it. Back then, 2 comparable teams with records, 20.5 points, so they have owned this series, especially in Gillette.
I'll tell you one thing that they've owned the stats as far as their defense this year. Believe it or not, New England, number 1 in the National Football League, points per game allowed. Offense gets the headlines, but the defense is actually 2.2 yards per game better than anybody else in the National Football League. I'll give you credit. You got one major impact there in your favor.
And that defense is just getting better. Over the last 7 games, they've been giving up even a field goal less than they have for the season-wide stats. And that included the crazy Baltimore game where they gave up 23 points, 2 touchdowns because their kick returners dropped the ball.
Now, one worry that I do have, let's talk about the other side's defense. Houston, number 1 in the National Football League this year in yards per game allowed, and you want to lay more than 2 touchdowns against the number 1 defense?
Okay, the stats say they're a number 1 defense. You and I both know Denver has probably the best defense, and this Houston defense, more like number 5 to 8 best in the league. I could make the case that the New England defense right now is better than the Houston defense.
Fair enough. Your second main handicap.
The weather. The temperature forecast to be 29 degrees. According to Pro Football Focus, Houston has played no games below 32 degrees since 2008. They did play 1 game in Green Bay this year, 32 degrees. They did poorly. They lost. They did not cover. They've got no experience with cold weather. If there's one theme we've seen all year long, the warm weather teams, when they've gone north, have gotten crushed straight up and against the spread.
And I got to give you all the credit. You have been on top of that from the start. If there's one thing, you made consistent money week after week. It's how the weather has impacted both the college and the NFL games. Another worry that I have here, though, say New England gets out to this big lead, they're going to have to cover the spread. Is there any concern that they might be pulling Tom Brady late in the game?
I have no concerns. I don't see Brady coming out of this game unless they're up 24 points or more. And if they're up 24 points, the Ostrich is going to have to put it in the end zone twice. Houston hasn't scored a touchdown in 8 games against this team. No concerns.
Big spread, but it's your pick. Let's make this one official.
Let's make it official. New England has dominated the series recently. They've outscored Houston 54-6 the last 2 games, and they've dominated hundreds of plays in those 2 games. The freezing temperatures favor the Pats. Houston has not played a game below 32 degrees since 2008. The Fez Math says New England minus 15. More videos at pregame.com.